Namaste, friends. Welcome to Yoga Bliss with Shelly, and I'm Shelly. Yeah, here I am, just showing up and being my authentic self. Yeah, that's sometimes words like that come out. How are you doing today? I've had a wind whirl of 3 weeks of sick kiddos, and I actually had been over the last months, probably 3 months, have been painting this lotus, and no, you are not mistaken. It is upside down. And I noticed I painted it for my sister, who's a cousin, but she's like my sister. And I noticed that I forgot to do this last detail, which was paint this very edge. I like to paint the edge of the painting. So I painted that, and then I did a few upside down details, because I feel like it's so important for us to switch and flip our perspective and see things differently, because when things are always turned in the right direction, we might see it differently than upside down. And yeah, my friends, I'm just here wanting to share that no matter what, it's so important for us to show up in our lives and be our authentic self. And whether that means not having makeup and not having our hair done, or just showing up in heart-to-heart connecting with people. I used to have this really weird thing where I always had to wear makeup because I wasn't confident enough with who I was, and I would never let anyone see me without makeup. And I was in the beauty industry for 14 years, and really early in my career, one of my hair school instructors told me, don't ever be seen in public without your hair or your makeup done, because you need to play the part. And that always stuck with me, and I haven't done hair professionally for 2 years now, and yeah, these are my kids, so I'm showing up authentic and doing this. I haven't done hair for 2 years now, but I haven't worn makeup in about 8 days because my kids have all been super sick. We've had the influenza passing from one child to the next, and it's been really liberating to just show up and be my authentic self. And also, there's moments where it makes me feel like crap, and I feel like, oh, I look so bad, and blah, blah, blah. And for me, it's allowing my worth, my self-worth to come from here. It's to come from the feelings that I allow myself to have versus what I look like and the facade of what I put on to people in the world. Because when I was in the hair industry, it was great, and I had incredible connections. Yet I felt like so much of it was lived masked. It was. Everyone was, a lot of people were fake, and people would dress and wear the clothes and have all the makeup and have it all together, but emotionally they were a wreck and numb to whatever pain that they needed to experience. And as I have allowed myself to open up to that I've been living my life masked most of my life, and I've been living not from my authentic self. I've been living in that ego state. And even things like my kids here in the background, I remember sometimes when I first would record this vlog 3 years ago, I would feel like mortified if my kids would be coming in and ruining a yoga video, and I've had to let go of that because this is me and this is my life, and I'm showing up real. This is joy. And my hands are so dry because I usually don't use chemicals, but I had to get chemically and clean my freaking house. And I'd get that Clorox, like disinfecting flu, cold, salmonella, like get rid of all the germs. My skin is like mulching off. I've had like bloody knuckles because I'm cleaning my house so much, because I just had to clean my house because it, like, having all of these sicknesses for 3 weeks has been like, ah! It's been kind of crazy, and I felt not as on, and I've been working on my book edits. Look at this. Oh yeah, this is real. These are my book edits. Oh wait, there's been water and the pages slip through, and I've done this 2 times now because stuff like that happens, and then I have to stop because my kids act like kids. But I've still been sticking through and persevering, and yeah, and my kids test sometimes. But I'm sticking with, this is like one of my dreams. It's one of my love languages, is to have kids that scream background, is to write a book and publish a book. And I've been working on it for a really long time, but with all of the sicknesses and things, I've been getting down like, I'm never gonna get these things done. And I'm feeling like I'm off my path, but I know, and I have to trust. I trust that the universe is here guiding us into all moments, and that the universe makes no mistakes. And even if it's giving me sick kids, and before my sick kids, our daughter got diagnosed with with her learning disabilities and her autism. It's not hers, it's not who she is, but it was just lots of emotional buildup of all of these things, and then the sicknesses, and it came, and I've been off and on kind of battling that sickness, and it's okay, and I have to allow myself to know that there's a season and there's a time for everything. So this book is going to come. I'm gonna get these edits done come hell or high water, no matter, like, yeah, it's not pretty, but this is what it looks like. Writing a book and editing a book, there's no right time for it. The right time is whenever you can fit it in, even if I'm going to the bathroom and I can fix my book edits real quick on my phone, on my Google Docs account, or if I can try to plug in and get my edits done whenever I can, or if it's, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be giving this painting to someone, but I forgot a detail piece, so finishing the bottom, so I flipped it upside down and I'm just getting it done. And I think it's so important, again, to show up in every moment the best that you can. And even sometimes if it's shutting the doors and telling the kids to go play, because that's one thing that I definitely get, is that mom guilt. That's like, I always need to be doing all the things, because my kids are high maintenance. I mean, they're kids. They're 10 and 7 and 5. Actually, Milo is my 7-year-old's almost 8. He'll be 8 on the 29th, leap year baby. And I know that I'm a good mom, and that sometimes being a good mom is allowing them to just go, because I've been surrounded by them for 3 weeks, and I'm actually thinking of summer coming up in a few months, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And this is from me, who tried to do homeschool. I did homeschool. If you do homeschool, rock on, you're awesome. For me, it wasn't a good fit. It was just funky. I'm a little all over the place, and that's okay. That's part of who I am, and showing up as me, my friends. So I encourage you, wherever you are, whatever it is that you're doing, just show up and be your authentic self. And that doesn't just mean that you have to show up you can show up like a wreck. Maybe that's how it looks in moments. And what it mostly means to me is showing up from your heart and not from your head, not living in your ego. And to me, what that looks like is dropping my judgments of myself, the perceptions and judgments of other people, dropping the judgments of what I think I should, could, and would be doing, and allow myself to just fully show up in the moment. So when I can do that, then everything is more realistic and tangible. I can show up, and it's not so hard to get through these edits. I can flip page to page and see, yeah, there's a lot of things that I need to add into my book, but this is doable. I can do this. Yeah, I'm only on page 35 of 200, and that's okay, because I'm just showing up authentically in every moment. And again, with my kids, it's just showing up the best I can in every moment. And sometimes that is allowing myself to disconnect from them and taking time for myself, because I've learned, and this whole book is centered around teaching people, women especially, how to give themselves self-care, how to make self-care a priority, so when we can take time for ourselves, we can show up better and stronger in our lives, in our world. So taking time for self-care for me is painting, it is meditating, it is practicing yoga, it is having this lovely, is a year older than Milo, this lovely yogi tea.
8. Is he 8?
Yes, he's 8. Okay, wait, real quick, let's say this. My yogi quote of the day is, say it straight, simple, and with a smile. Straight, authentic, right? Bah! And it's just, we have to show up here. We have to learn how to be authentic from our hearts. And I know that our heads and our minds, they're very useful tools. They are great. Yet so many of us get so lost in thinking that it's the mind that leads us into our life. It is the heart. For me, it's the heart that leads us into every moment. And when we can allow ourselves to fully show up in a loving space, opposed to led by fear of like the fear of what could happen. Like I could definitely have sat and been like, oh my gosh, my kids are getting so sick. The flu is everywhere. I'm getting it. My son has muscle atrophy. He's been in wrestling for 4 weeks, and like 3 of it he's been sick for, and he has severe muscle atrophy, and he's a very active guy, but his muscles have been killing him. And I could stress out, or I could choose love, and I just send him love and healing, and I know that's a part of our journey, and that we're just doing this. And being sick, like there is a time for everything. I strongly believe that. And think of a flower only blossoms in the spring, right? Trees have blossoms and leaves in the spring, but now I look out here where I'm from in Colorado, and the trees are bare. It's so interesting. There's some like cackly, scackly old leaves that are still crusted up there, but that tree's there. This sun is shining so bright. I don't know if this will allow me to do a flip. Let's see. The sun is shining. I'm sitting here on the office floor. My kids are running around, and it's what we're doing. Jack's coming in. Yes,
Can
Jack.
Finny come over?
Probably not today. My friends, I love you. Jack loves you. Jack has a bow and arrow. He's an archer.
Yeah.
So does Junie. We're doing this.
Jack
And just allow yourself to show up. Just be authentic.
Shut up. Why?
Okay, guys, those are not nice words that we say to people.
You said that.
I said that.
Mhm.
Shut up is one of my biggest pet peeve words. I think it is a word that suppresses
Yeah,
voice.
it makes you feel.
Yeah, we don't say shut up. We encourage people to speak their truth. Okay.
Well,
This is it. This is the real deal. I love you. Show up, be authentic. Please don't tell people to shut up. Let's
You
work past that.
shouldn't be a cool person.
Be a cool person. Flip your perspective, right? I'm trying to think of all the little highlights of this. Flip your perspective. Sometimes we gotta flip things upside down. Just show up. And mostly we gotta let that mom guilt go, because we have to show up for ourselves and take time to practice self-care. And even if that's something like drinking a tea, connecting with your peeps, if it's reading a book, if it's journaling, if it's taking a walk, practicing yoga, taking 20 breaths. I like to do that a lot, all throughout my day. I will just stop and just breathe deeply into my heart and let it go. There's so many things you can do, or something as simple as when my kids were so sick, if I would take a shower, I felt amazing. So take a shower, wash your hair. It's like, for me, it's an epic event if I wash my hair, and it's like, oh, it's so luxurious. For me, I have 3 kids. I have a busy life. So whatever it is, if it's getting a pedicure or whatever it is, just do you and make yourself feel whole and complete, because you deserve it. You deserve to take time for you. I love you, and you can do it. Let's make a vow. Let's set an intention to be authentic today, whenever that looks like for you in your life. I love you, and I will see you back here very soon. Namaste.